Greetings, YouTubers, and welcome back to another Toddy Walnuts collection overview video. And today, as you can see from the title, we're going to go through my entire Halloween franchise physical media collection, and you can see how it has grown over time, how it has evolved, starting with VHS, Laserdisc, DVD, some box sets, Blu-ray, 4K, box sets again, and 4K and some figures. So we're going to go through. I thought it would be fun for the month of October to show you my Halloween collection, and I do have plans for a couple more videos this month. I'm going to show another Halloween movie collection that is not Halloween franchise themed. It's going to be kind of obscure and oddball stuff. So you may want to stay tuned for that one, which will be probably in about a week or so. And I have a couple more plans. So I think there's going to be 3 more videos in October after this one. So if you want to see my Halloween franchise physical media collection, please stick around. Get yourselves a beverage and a snack. The beautiful ladies are here tonight. We have Miss Heidi, Miss Hannah. We just had a long week at work. I came home, I cut the grass, took a shower. We're in chill mode now, so let's check out these movies. So it is October 10th as I'm recording this, and it is 65 degrees outside, which is a perfect temperature for cutting the grass, bagging up leaves. I have a little burn pit in my backyard, so I burned some leaves back there. Picked up all the droppings from these beauties, and the backyard is pristine, so it's a good feeling to get that done. So I do have 2 VHS tapes for the movie Halloween, and this first one is a fan-made edition made to look like the very first Halloween VHS tape ever made, which is really, really expensive if you can track that one down. And again, condition is everything when you look for collectibles like this. This is probably a $20 tape. You can tell here, instead of saying media, which it's supposed to say, it says M-E-D-A, MEDA. So they're clearly not trying to cash in or to try to trick anybody on a fake, original. This is just clearly a fan-made tape that you can get if you want to have something that looks like the original and you don't feel like paying $2,000 for a tape. You can pay $20 for this one. I think it was $20. Just go to Etsy and look for this. You'll be able to find it. But other than that, it looks exactly like what the original tape looked like. There you can see the pumpkin and the knife, The Night He Came Home, VHS format. It's a really cool fan-made edition. They're not trying to trick anybody. They just want you to have a little trinket, and I would never pay $2,000 for a tape. I do at one point, though, at some point in my life, possibly, maybe, would like to get a Wizard Video Texas Chainsaw Massacre VHS tape, but those things are anywhere from $400 to $800 for a VHS tape that I would never play. It would just be a collectible. And right now that's just a pipe dream, and I can think of a million other things I could spend that $800 on, but maybe someday I'll get the Wizard Video TCM Original Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1974 tape. So that is the fan-made media / MEDA Halloween. And this is a Anchor Bay, so you can see the Anchor Bay logo. This tape came out in 1999. This is the original Halloween from 1978, and it has a lenticular cover. You can see Michael Myers, and then that same pumpkin with the butcher knife. This is a really cool edition. Well, those are the only 2 VHS tapes I have for Halloween. I was never really a big Halloween franchise collector, and I know that probably sounds crazy looking at all this stuff, but you also have to keep in mind that I've been collecting for over 30 years, so this is 30 years worth of stuff. There are guys who love the franchise, and they have way more stuff than this. It's not a competition. I'm just saying that, I mean, these are things I picked up over 30 years, so yeah, this is what I have, and this is what I'm going to show you. So we're going to move on now. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Laserdisc, and then we'll jump into that DVD pile. So this is an awesome Laserdisc that was gifted to me by a friend and filmmaker, Jeff Wedding, probably 10 years ago now, 10 years ago. And I bet most of you didn't even know that Criterion had the rights to the Halloween movie. And you probably didn't know that Criterion released Laserdiscs. So there you go. You found 2 things out today. But some of you probably did know, because I did talk about this on my channel before. So I probably schooled you once or twice about this once or twice before. But this is a really cool collectible. I've never owned a Laserdisc player. Don't know if I ever will. Maybe someday if I can find one at like a flea market for a couple bucks that works. I don't know, but maybe just to have one. But I do love this. I do have maybe 10 or 12 Laserdiscs in my collection, just for the collectible factor of it. I have TCM and some Friday the 13th, and I have Reanimator and some other ones, but this is probably my favorite one, being that it was a gift from Jeff and it's such a cool looking Laserdisc. Let me take it out and we'll take a further look into it. This thing is in really, really nice condition, and you see that I keep it in a plastic sleeve. That's how Jeff shipped it to me, and he keeps, takes really good care of his stuff too. But I always keep all my stuff in plastic. We'll look at this record next. This also has plastic on it, one of those plastic sleeves. But this is a gatefold, opens up. You can see Laurie Strode, and you can see the chapters. This is the cast and crew. It says cast and credits there, and then you got the Laserdisc production credits. You got a little synopsis here about the movie, a little write-up about it. And it was from an article from 1979 in the Village Voice. And here are there's 2 discs, or yeah, 2 discs, I guess you could call them, Laserdiscs. And they're both 2-sided, so there's actually 4 sides to watch the entire movie. There's a note. I'm actually gonna pull one of these out in case some of you out there have not seen what a Laserdisc looks like. It looks like a giant CD, and you'll see what I mean, or a DVD even. It's huge. It's a DVD the size of a record. So let me pull one out really quick. So this thing is in really clean, pristine condition, but you can see on the inside, the hub there, it says the Criterion Collection at the bottom. This is side 4, 1978. I mean, you can just see how it's a little dusty, but it's dusty. It just needs to be cleaned a little bit. I shouldn't put my thumb on it, but yeah, that's what it looks like. On this side, it also says Criterion Collection Side 3. So this was released in 1994. So that was the Halloween Criterion Laserdisc, and the reason why I titled this video my physical media collection. I feel like the term physical media is way overused. It almost makes me cringe when I hear people say, you watch somebody upload a video and they'll say, I got my new physical media today. I mean, really, you can't say it's a Blu-ray, I don't know, man. It's just, and boutique label, that's another one. It just kind of, I don't know, it just makes my skin crawl hearing boutique label and physical media. Everything's physical media. But all of this is different forms of physical media. So I guess that's the best and quickest way to describe this video. So let's move on from the Laserdisc to a waxwork record for Halloween 2. That's Rob Zombie's movie. So I don't have Halloween 1 from Rob Zombie, but I do have Halloween 2. I've been meaning to pick it up. I just forget about it. There's always so many different things to pick up. It's hard to remember everything, and it's impossible to buy everything. So a lot of people don't really care much for the Rob Zombie Halloween 1 and 2. I think they're pretty good movies. I enjoy them. I think they're pretty brutal. I like Rob Zombie's image. You know, I like his mind and his direction. I like the way he takes his movies to a really dark place. But I can understand too why a lot of people don't like these, the Halloween purists, because these aren't really, they don't have the same kind of a vibe as the Carpenter Halloween movies. But this is Halloween 2, and don't really have much else to say about it, but you can see the track listing there. It's a 1 record, and it's side A and B. You can see the awesome, you got 10cc, the Moody Blues, Rod Stewart, Motorhead, a lot of stuff from the 70s. And this is a Foghat. I just want to make love to you. So let's take a look inside here and check it out. That's pretty awesome artwork. You can see a very old, or an older Michael Myers. Different kind of perspective, different director. Here's the waxwork hype sticker, available for the first time on vinyl. Exclusive liner notes by Rob Zombie, 180 gram colored vinyl. 180 gram just means it's a thicker vinyl record, so you won't get warp. And I guess that's the concept of it anyway. These thick records, these newer made records, are so high quality that you're not going to get, unless you're a complete moron and you don't know how to store your records or your physical media, then you shouldn't have any problems with it. It also comes with a 20-page booklet and a 12 by 12 printed insert. You can see some of the characters there. There's the back. We already looked at that, and let's pull out this awesome sleeve here. I gotta be careful because sometimes Rob will have some stuff that we can't see here on YouTube, but that almost looks like something from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Is that what they're going for there? I don't know. And then, hold on, let me pause it. It's easier to do it with 2 hands. I'll be right back. So there you have kind of blood red, kind of swirled in with the orange. Almost like a bloody pumpkin. Halloween 2 logo there. Kind of a rotten pumpkin. Here is the 12 by 12 print with Rob's wife, Sherry Moon. Beautiful woman, tall blonde. And here are, again, the track listings. And we have a, what did they say? It was a 20-page book. Pretty big size, pretty wide book. Some images here. There's Rob. I'm a huge fan of Rob Zombie. I think his movies are great. I love his music too, and he seems like, I've seen interviews with him. He's been on Rogan and some other interviews, and he sounds like he's such a down-to-earth, chill dude. I think he'd be pretty cool to hang out with. Pretty smart guy too. He's soft-spoken, but I think he's a very intelligent guy. You can see some of the gore effects there from the movie. There's Sherry Moon. She's such a beautiful, naturally beautiful woman. She doesn't need a bunch of makeup or product in her hair. She's just a very naturally beautiful woman. There she is again. Isn't she adorable? She's just really beautiful. There's Rob. I've seen all of Rob's movies except for the Munsters movie that he made a few years ago now already. I do plan to see it, I just haven't. I've seen all of the other ones though. Here's Sherry again. It looks like there they did put some makeup on her to make her look a little more pale, but she's still gorgeous. And there's Rob's autograph. 2020, 5 years ago already. So that was the Halloween 2 Waxwork Records record for Halloween 2. So thank you if you're still with me. If you made it this far, we're gonna dive into the DVDs right now and give yourself a pat on the back for sticking with me. If you're a little frisky, give yourself a pat on the ass. Nobody's gonna know, I won't tell. So the first one here is Halloween 1. So we're gonna go in order. These are all of the DVDs that I have for the franchise. And there's gonna be some doubles in here because there's different covers. So this was the THX remaster that was put up by Anchor Bay in 2000. This is the original part 1 from 1978. You can see, I'm going to kind of go quick through these, but if you want to see the special features, you can pause that there. The next one here is a release from 2006, but it's still the first movie. This was the Horror Legacy series with the slipcover. I bought this at a Kmart back in 2006 when this came out, and it was still put out by Anchor Bay. This one's a little harder to find now with the slipcover, especially in good condition like this. There's a little bit of discoloration, but all in all, this is probably about like a 9 out of 10 quality-wise. So this next edition was from 2001. This was the extended TV edition that had 12 extra minutes for television. This was also put out by Anchor Bay. You can see that the running time was 104 minutes. It doesn't have any special features, but you do get the longer cut of the movie. In 2007, they released part 1 again, this time with kind of a foil cover, slip cover. Also put up by Anchor Bay. Let's see, PJ Souls. I believe it has the same bonus features as the 2000 edition. It's just that they released it now with a pretty cool slipcover. This one also, I remember, had a really stubborn price tag sticker on it. And try as I might, I just couldn't get it off without getting a little bit of the ink off. It looks okay. It looks better than the sticker on there, but it's still a little bit of an eyesore with that discoloration there. 1999 was this lenticular cover, just like the VHS, but this is the DVD version of it. You can see the hype sticker there, talking about the interviews. This is digitally remastered on THX. All the same stuff again, just a different edition. Okay, so we're moving on to part 2, and both of these, I have 2 part 2s. They both came out in 2001. This was put out by Good Times DVD. I really like that cover a lot. This one's a little harder to find now. Not expensive or anything like that, and it's not super rare. It's just a little harder to find. This one here, put out by Universal, is a little more common. You probably see this one quite a bit. The same movie, just 2 different covers, both from 2001. You can see the Good Times logo there, and you can see the Universal logo there. Oh, and by the way, too, I should mention that I did switch these out into orange cases. So these did not come with orange cases, but I think, to me, they look better. They look more uniform, and it fits Halloween with the orange cases. The only ones that don't have the orange cases are the ones that were in kind of these special type cases. So, but the majority of them are orange. And here is Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. This is the widescreen. It also did come with a full screen edition, but I never bought that. I'm not interested in the full screen edition of it. This one came out in 2003. Part 4, The Return of Michael Myers. And this one came out in 2001. Part 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. You can see a young Danielle Harris, just a child. This DVD came out in, let's see, I'm not seeing a year. Oh, it says 2000. This DVD came out in 2000. You can see that there. The movie itself came out in 1989. So she was just a baby, just a child. Great role, though. Great actress. Everybody loves Danielle Harris. Okay, in 1995, the movie Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers came out. This has always been a great cover to me. You can see the empty blank stare of Michael Myers' mask, and then you can see the reflection on that blade. That's a beautiful cover. And then that empty darkness in the background with the orange that pops, and I think the orange case looks really good with that. This one had a great soundtrack too. Had songs by Brother Kane. If you haven't ever heard of Brother Kane, or if you forgot maybe, the song And Fools Shine On, that's a great song. If you haven't heard it before, stop this video right now, check out that song and listen to it. It's a great song. I think this is one of the last good Halloween movies, in my opinion. So this movie was okay, but I thought the cast was pretty weak. This is Halloween H2O, and for all you rocket scientists out there, the first Halloween movie came out in 1978. H2O 20 years later. 78 plus 20 is 98. Again, give yourselves a pat on the back, or give yourselves a pat on the ass. Nobody's judging here. Has LL Cool J in it. Although I do like LL Cool J as an actor and an artist, I just don't. I don't know, man. It just didn't work for me. It was okay. It was an okay movie. The ones after this are horrible. I'm really not crabby. I'm just trying to be funny. I was up really, really late last night watching my Milwaukee Brewers look like not so good, and I didn't sleep good last night. So I'm not crabby. I'm just trying to be funny, but it's coming off like I'm crabby. I'm really not. So the next movie, I think this was from 2002. I'll have to double check that. 2001 or 2002. This is Halloween Resurrection. You got Tyra Banks. You got Busta Rhymes. You got, I can't remember if that's Tretch from Naughty by Nature. I don't remember. Nah, not for me. I have it in my collection because I want to complete the collection. Let's see if it says on the back what year this came out. I'm going to say 2002. Let me double check and I'll be right back. 2002. Let's move on. Then in 2007, Rob Zombie kind of resurrected the franchise with his take on Halloween. And these are both the same movie. I thought this was a really cool grab. This is a Blockbuster exclusive. You get the old Blockbuster logo, how I miss it. You have the old Blockbuster sticker. Everything is really awesome about this. And then this was the regular edition that you can buy in any store. Same movie, just two different covers from 2007. Almost identical on the back, almost. Not quite, you can see that box is a little bit bigger. Subtle differences, but it's the same movie, same special features, just different packaging. And then 2009, I believe, this was the unrated director's cut of Halloween 2. Now, most people would say that part 1 was better than part 2, and I will agree with that. Part 2 fell off a little bit, but I still enjoyed it. It was very brutal. It makes you feel like you need to take a shower when you're done watching it. You just feel gross and grimy, and it's just, but that's, movies like this are supposed to make you uncomfortable. It's just a short moment of your time. You're enjoying a movie. It's just part of an experience that you're dealing with when you watch these kind of horror movies. But let's see, 2009, yeah, in there you can see the very lovely Sherry Moon. So that was the Rob Zombie 2 movies. These 2 movies are the same, and this is the sequel. And then in 2019, 2021, and 2022, David Gordon Green directed these beauties. These are excellent movies. You have Halloween, Halloween Kills, the extended cut, and Halloween Ends, the collector's edition. This one has an alternate ending, and this one has deleted extended scenes. Deleted and extended scenes. I thought these movies were excellent, and it brought it back to the original part 1 feeling for me. And Michael Myers was brutal, as brutal as he's ever been. The movies were pretty violent, to say the least, pretty gory, pretty scary. It brought back the original feeling to me, and I really enjoyed these movies. If you haven't seen these, I recommend them. So that was it for the single release DVDs. I do have a couple of other DVDs, box sets we're going to jump into right now. And then there's also a documentary, and then we'll jump into Blu-ray. So here we are again, the Brainiacs that we are. This is the 30th anniversary edition. So 30 years added on to 1978 would be 2008. And this box set was put out by Anchor Bay. This time it has a little bit of a different logo. I'll show you the difference here. If you don't pay attention, I'll show you what the other logo looks like. Here, this is the original old school logo. They've had a few different logos over the year. That's the one that I really remember the most from the early days. And this was a kind of a newer, updated logo. They've had another one or two more since this one. But this is a 6-disc collector's box set, and you get this little rubber mask about the size of probably about the size of your hand. It's a little bit smaller than mine. And for those of you who don't know, the Michael Myers mask is William Shatner's face. I'm sure most of you know that by now, but that's how they got the mask. It was a Star Trek mask of William Shatner. And you can see there's some pretty cool looking scenery there. John Carpenter, when he was just a very young man, he still had color in his hair, and lots of it. There he is again. One of the greatest. So in this box set you get the Halloween DVD, right? Yes, and then you get the Halloween Blu-ray. You get the Halloween Extended Cut, I believe, DVD. You get Halloween 25 Years of Terror, which is a documentary about the franchise. You get Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. And you get Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. I believe all of these are DVDs except for the Halloween Blu-ray. This one will never be opened because it's just a collector's piece. It was limited to 20,000. I got number 8,139. And the next one here is the documentary. I think this is a 2-disc set with the slipcover. This one's a little bit harder to find now with the slipcover. It's not impossible, it's not super rare, it's just a little bit harder to find. And again, condition is everything. This is a revealing look at the classic horror series, Halloween 25 Years of Terror. You can see the bonus features if you want to pause it and read it. I'm not gonna read all of those. It's over 4 hours of bonus features. If you want to pause it there and read a little bit of the synopsis of this documentary and who's all involved in it. Everybody who's anybody who was part of this is in here. And even people who weren't part of it are in here who love the franchise. Also includes a bonus comic book. This was put up by Anchor Bay again, and this is a pretty heavy set. It's pretty nice. I'm really happy to have this. It's Halloween 25 Years of Terror. So now we'll get into this little I got a couple Blu-rays of 4K, and then I have some specialties here. I got a Digibook and some Steelbooks. Then I have an Anchor Bay tin, and we'll get into those now, and then we'll get into the Scream Factory 4K box sets. So this is the first Halloween movie that Rob Zombie did. This is a 2-disc unrated collector's edition. You can see Tyler Mane, Tyler Mane played Michael Myers in the movie. Malcolm McDowell was in it. He was a great role. He was really good. Of course, Sherry Moon is in it. Sherry Moon is in every one of Rob Zombie's movies. Yeah, I really enjoy this movie. Not much else to say about it though. This was put out by Who Alliance. And I don't have too many Blu-rays, but this is a Blu-ray DVD digital code for the extended cut of Halloween Kills. This one has the alternate ending. It also includes the theatrical version. I like that mask a lot. I think it's great. If you watch Malfunction on YouTube, he does a podcast with I'm drawing a blank here. I apologize. The special effects guy, Chris, I'm going to have to, let me see if it says it here on the back. They call the podcast The Thing with Two Heads. I'll link his channel down below for Sean. Sean Clark, his name is. He goes by Malfunction. And they do a podcast called The Thing with Two Heads. It's one of the best podcasts on YouTube. It's really, really fantastic. And so it's Sean and I think let me pause it really quick. I'll be right back. So the special effects was done by Christopher Nelson, and he's also one of the gentlemen on the Thing with Two Heads podcast. Do check that out. I'm going to put the link down below. I recommend you guys check that out. I think you'll really love it. Most of you probably already do watch it, but if you haven't, I implore you to check it out. It's really, really good stuff. And Nelson created these masks, and they're really fantastic. He did a great job. And then here's the 4K for the kind of reboot of Halloween. This was the 4K Blu-ray digital. These masks are really, really good. So we're going to keep moving. We're not even going to do a pause here. We're going to get into this digibook that was put out by Anchor Bay probably 15 years ago now. Does it say? 2013, so 12 years ago. This was a pretty disappointing digibook. First of all, you can see how thin it is. It's almost nothing. I mean, it looks cool on the front. They could have done a lot more with this, I believe. That looks cool. That's the original poster. You can see some of the original images, but it's just so thin. For a movie like this, an OG classic, one of the greatest horror movies ever, you should have something a little more than this. That's just my opinion. I'm not complaining. I guess I am complaining, but I mean, it is what it is. What are you going to do? But I would have preferred if they, gave it a better treatment than that. But that was the digibook from 2013. And then I have some steelbooks here. So this is the Rob Zombie Halloween Collector's Edition Steelbook. This is Halloween 1 and 2 from Rob Zombie. This is a really cool set. This is Halloween Kills, which was a Best Buy exclusive. I really like this movie. This is the second one of the latest trilogy. This one was really, really good. And the last one, this is a great cover. It's Halloween H2O, 20 years later. Look at that cover. That would be a great poster with one of those backlit poster frames, so it looks like the pumpkin is glowing. Kind of like that Pale Rider. I'm going to still get one. I haven't gotten a backlit poster frame yet, but these are really, really nice and collectible pieces. I'm glad to have these. There's so many more that I'm missing, and I'm sure that there are Halloween collections here on YouTube that are just unbelievable. But you can see my little mirror collection, and I'm just sharing this with you for the holiday Halloween season. So these are the 4 that I have. In 2001, Anchor Bay released some tins, which are really cool. They released Halloween 4 and Halloween 5 in a tin. I don't have 5, at least yet. I do plan on getting it. I'm not in a hurry to get it. I'm looking for one in good condition, maybe possibly even new and sealed. I'm not going to pay more than like 25 or 30 for it, so I'm waiting for that to go way down in price. But I do have the limited edition of Halloween 4, and I'll show you what comes in this set. You got the Anchor Bay logo. Let's see, Halloween 4. These are pretty nice tins. They were limited. This one was 40,000. I got number 8719. 40,000 is not a limited number by any stretch of the imagination. That's a huge number, so. Comes in this nice little tin with the lid that pops off. They're painted, they're pretty nice. And then on the inside you get a little insert. It's like a miniature poster for the movie. And you get the chapter selections for the DVD inside. And the movie comes in a little jewel case, like a little CD case. There's not really a whole lot to these, but they look good when you display them on a shelf. And then there's the disc, pretty much, that's it. There's no insert that comes with the disc, it's just a blank jewel case, and the movie just pops out like so. Really not much else to it, but I am glad to have these though. Still need to get part 5, and I think that's the only one I'm really missing that I want. There's a couple of, I think, I forget some of the other titles that they have, but they have, that I don't want, but they had Maniac, which I have, House by the Cemetery, I think was one of them. Hold on, I'll take you in the other room really quick and show you those. So the other ones that Anchor Bay put out were the Beyond. These are still sealed. These were pretty expensive. I wanted to get them sealed in mint. I have 2 Maniacs. One is opened and one's not. This one's open. This one's sealed. Evil Dead 2, the Wicker Man, which came in a wooden box, which is really nice, a nice touch. Hellraiser 1 and 2 comes in that box set, and Let Sleeping Corpses Lie. Those were all Anchor Bay tins that came out in 2001. Other than Halloween 5, which I do plan on getting, Anchor Bay also released Repo Man, or Repo Men? Is it Repo Man or Repo Men? Heathers with Christian Slater, and a movie called Candy, and I can do without those 3, but I do want to get Halloween 5. So let's move on to the next category, which will be box sets, 4K box sets. We'll try to go a little bit quicker here because I feel like this is kind of dragging on a little bit too long. This is the Halloween box set that Scream Factory put out probably 10 years ago now. This was the 15 disc deluxe edition. Came in this nice box set. You get all the Halloween movies. These are not 4K, these are Blu-ray. So you get Halloween 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Resurrection, and then you get Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2. I'm sure you guys have seen this set many times. I'm sure most of you own this already, so just wanted to add it to my collection in case there's somebody out there who was not aware of this. I know there's a lot of new collectors that are popping up and a lot of new people to the channel, so if you're new, welcome. We'll jump into the 4K now. There's 2 box sets that were 4K, and then we'll get into these figures and we'll call it a video. So these, here, let me take these out. This is a custom box, a fan-made box that I think I bought on Etsy. This didn't come, this was not an official Scream Factory box, but it fits all of these movies beautifully and it looks really nice on the shelf. We'll look at that in a second. But these are the movies that came out from Scream Factory, and they come in these hard outer shells. Again, I know most of you own these, but some of you probably don't, so it comes with a nice hard outer shell, beautiful artwork. I love that. You get a 4K disc, a Blu-ray disc, and another Blu-ray disc. So it's 3 discs. Comes in this nice package here. Love the black case. There's the 4K. We're not going to go through all of them, but there's a Blu-ray and another Blu-ray. The second Blu-ray is the original Blu-ray color timing. So that was part 1. Here's part 2. We're not going to go through all of them, but if you want to pause and read some stuff back here, you can do that. Here's part 3. Part 4, Return of Michael Myers. And for this set, it ends at part 5, but there is another set that we're going to show you here in a moment. This is Revenge of Michael Myers. So these movies fit perfectly into this fan-made, made with love and care for the franchise seller that I found on Etsy years ago. And it's really nice because it just looks really beautiful on the shelf. So let's jump into the next set. Now this box set was sanctioned by Scream Factory. So this was made by Scream Factory, was not a fan-made edition, but it's a very thin, almost paper thin outer sleeve here for this. You get the Halloween 4K collection, the movies from 95 through 2002. It's an 8-disc set. We're gonna look at the special features. You can pause that. And the movies you get in this set are Resurrection, Jamie Lee Curtis still looked very stunning, very beautiful in this movie. And she still is, I think. She aged naturally, very beautiful. Here's H2O. And here is The Curse of Michael Myers. This one has a lot of bonus features. You can go ahead and pause that. The 4-disc set. So these two were 2 discs each, and then this was a 4-disc. So this is what they look like side by side. You got 1 through 8. Let's see if we can turn these sideways. It may be a little bit better to see it that way. I recommend these. These are really nice. And the last item for the 4K is a 3-disc or a 3 Steelbook box set for the latest trilogy of Halloween. Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends. Comes in this nice tin outer shell. I love these movies. I think they're really good. This is kind of a fingerprint magnet with that glossy paint. You can see it's really hard to keep these clean. You just try not to handle them so much. This actually sits on top of a shelf in my living room, so it doesn't get handled all that often. So I'm gonna have to wipe my fingers off now here when we're done with this, but I'm gonna pause it. We'll take these out really quick and look at the covers, and we'll move on to the figures. So here is what the covers of the movie looks like. This is Halloween from 2019. This was limited to 5,325. I got number 642. It's a 2-disc set. You get a 4K and a Blu-ray. There's Halloween Kills. Sean Clark, who I talked about earlier, he did a tour on his channel of that house, the filming location. It was excellent. So that's another good thing about his channel, is he does the on location for a lot of cult films. Not all horror, but a lot of horror, but he does other things too. He's really, really good. I would say he's probably one of the best channels out there, in my opinion. And here's the 4K and the Blu-ray. And here's Halloween Ends. Another excellent YouTuber who's good at doing filming locations is Adam the Woo. I know a lot of you guys watch him, but he's excellent. Him and Sean are both good in that they do a lot of research, and they bring a lot of photos with, and they'll show you the photo then, and then they'll match it up with the photo now, and it's like, wow, that is really cool. I believe Adam was at this house too, and maybe they were together. I can't remember. I've seen so many videos from Adam and so many from Sean. It's hard to differentiate which one was which, but I really liked Adam's Texas Chainsaw Massacre video. I'm going to link Adam down below too. I know most of you have probably already subbed to Sean and Adam, but if you haven't, do go check both of those guys out. They're great. They're easily two of my favorites. So this is Halloween Ends, and this is the 4K Steelbook. So I'm going to put these back. Before I do, I wanted to kind of show you how these are housed in this shell. There's kind of a hard foam in here where the Steelbooks sit in there snug without getting damaged. It's a really nice design, and I really like this box set. So let me pause it, put them away, and we'll get into the figures. Okay, so these are all NECA figures, by the way, and this is the Ultimate Michael Myers. It comes with a light-up pumpkin. You have to put a battery in it. I don't have a battery in it, so it doesn't light up, but it's a really nice figure. I prefer the blister packs compared to the boxes. I'll show you what a blister pack is. Hold on one second. So these are called blister packs. So they have a artwork card in the back. They call that the art card. And then they have the figure, and they call it a blister pack because it's like a clear bubble that goes over the top of the figure. I prefer these type of figures. These are called blister packs because you can kind of hang them, display them, and they don't take up a whole lot of room, and they still look nice if you display them. These boxes look cool. I mean, they're already displayed, but they're so much harder to kind of put on a shelf. It's almost like you have to stack them like a book or like a movie. And if you want to see them, you got to slide them out, open them up. But these are really nicely designed. I mean, they're beautiful. You can see some of the extra heads you can get to swap out. Some hands you can swap. There's a tombstone for Judith Myers from the first movie. You can see some of the poses you can put them in, some of the weapons that come with it. That's what the pumpkin looks like when you light it up. It just has a little, kind of like a little LED bulb in there to look like a little flame flickering from a candle in a pumpkin. This one is called the Ultimate Laurie Strode. So she's the hero, he's the villain, obviously, and this is what she looks like as an aged hero in the final 3 movies. And like I said, she still looks gorgeous. To me, I think she's beautiful. You can see the house in the background. She's got a lot of weapons. She's got a lot of guns. She's not afraid to protect herself and give Michael hell, and she did that the whole franchise. Not going to tell you how it ends. You have to watch it yourself. Most of you already know, but you can see some of the poses you can put them in together. Laurie Strode is a badass. She's a great character. She's not my favorite final girl, but I do love her a lot. She's definitely one of the greatest final girls. Maybe 2, to me, for me. A lot of people would pick her as number 1, and I get it. But Sally Hardesty from Texas Chainsaw Massacre is always going to be number 1 for me. So that's the Michael Myers Ultimate figure, and this is the Laurie Strode Ultimate figure. This is kind of a Michael Myers figure on a budget. So these were probably like 40 bucks for these, 35 to 40 maybe. This was like 20, I think. It's a NECA figure. It's just a little bit smaller, less packaging, less, less accessories and stuff, but it's still a cool figure. It's kind of Michael on a budget, I guess. And then we have a Halloween 2 figure. This one's really cool. You get a couple of different heads. Let's see if I can get a better viewing here for you. Hammer, a couple of knives, corkscrew, pumpkin, a couple different hands you can switch out. couple different poses. You can put the skull inside of the pumpkin. And the last one here is one that I had a lot of fun with. This was not cheap, but I opened it and I've been playing with this one. I do the Dr. Loomis voice. I'm not going to do it in this video. I don't do a good Dr. Loomis, but people seem to think it's kind of funny. This is the 40 years of Ultimate Michael Myers and Dr. Loomis. You can see that the box is kind of tore up because I have taken this out several times to play with it. This is Dr. Loomis. And you got that awesome pumpkin in the middle. That's a great image from the movie. That's one of the best iconic images for any horror movie. That skull carved into a pumpkin. I absolutely love that. And there's some fire in the background, a gun, a couple different heads for Michael, some hands, some more weapons. You got the hand with the lighter for Loomis. You got this 6-shooter there. This is really, really cool. So that's going to do it for my Halloween physical media collection overview. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you made it this far, leave a comment and tell me what your favorite Halloween movie from the franchise is. That will let me know that you made it this far. And if you have any questions, you can leave those below too. Please go check out Sean and Adam. Great channels. I think you'll really enjoy those. The only one here left besides me is Hannah. Heidi went in the other room. So we're going to go watch a little TV, chill out, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Take care.